those bounty hunters, they're descendants of Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna kind of center on the entire Mandalorian culture and where Jango Fett and Boba Fett started. So you're actually going to see how, like, that, because there's a civil war that actually happened on Mandalore. You can actually watch this in the Clone Wars TV series.
Yeah.
They highlight this civil war in Mandalore between those that are pacifists and those that are warmongers and want to reject, like, the Jedi ways and the Jedi methods.
Uh-huh.
And those are the ones that were known to, like, be able to kill Jedi. That they were so, like, great at their craft that they were able to kill Jedi.
Dang.
So, that's where you get, like, the, Boba Fett's coming out. I believe there's one more. It's in the TV series. I highly suggest watching Clone Wars because it kind of touches on this. I believe it's like season 2 or 3 where they officially touch on Mandalore.
It's crazy how Star Wars got so in detail with these Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, most people would have just stopped at the movies and then just let their kids watch the Clone Wars. Like, it's just a Star Wars spin-off. But then if you actually watch it, there's so much detail. And it gets heavy into politics. I was like, is this a kid's show?
Yeah. So listen, so this is what the synopsis is. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from authority of the New Republic. This is the series of official synopsis. So it's going to be pretty much someone that either idolized Boba Fett or, idolized the whole Mandalore lore. So this is going to be really cool. They just released a picture of it. It looks really badass. I'll send it to Joe C so we can post it, or I'll post it myself.
I'll send it to
you because I'm gonna forget. So this is really cool.
All right.
Nice.
That's well done.
So
I'm sorry. Did you say what platform the TV show is going to come out on?
No, actually, I did not say the platform.
Is it on that new Disney or Marvel or Star Wars channel that they're making, the pay-per-view fucking thing?
You know what? It has not said exactly which series it's going to be.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, which platform it's going to be on. But yeah, right now I'm assuming it's going to be on that new Disney platform. Excuse me, Disney Play. It's going to be on that Disney Play platform for sure.
Okay.
And then maybe it may be on Channel 7 because Disney owns Channel 7.
ABC.
So yeah, ABC, any ABC affiliates, it'll definitely be on there. So again, this will definitely be one I'll definitely update everyone on as soon as I get more details because this actually looks like it may be a good series.
What was the other series after Clone Wars?
Oh, it was Rebels.
Rebels.
Rebels is one that's actually just about to end.
So they're going to wrap that up?
That one's about to wrap up. But that one I heard was really good.
I heard good things from that, and I never really got to finish Clone Wars, and I didn't want to start Rebels before I finished Clone Wars.
Yeah, Clone Wars was amazing, man.
It was really well done, episode to episode. Like, it almost gets you to not turn it off.
There's a lot of episodes, though.
Yeah, there is.
Like, if you just start it, oh my god.
Yeah.
How many,
I think
80s?
There's there's like 85, 89 episodes total.
A lot of people who don't watch it or haven't watched it tell me that they haven't because the animation bugs them.
It took a while.
But if you can just see past that for the first 2 episodes, you're hooked.
Oh, it's worth it. It's
you're hooked.
Totally worth it. If
the
you can
storyline is so good that it gets you to just straight up ignore what the fuck was going on with the animation.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, like how it initially starts, like with the old timey news intro, Clone Wars. It's that kind of threw me off a little. But then as you actually saw the stories unfold, you got used to the guy that played Obi-Wan that sounded like Ewan McGregor, which was awesome. Like, okay. Right. This is fucking perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was him the entire time.
Yeah, I did too.
And then I read the credits. What?
Yeah,
it's
not Ewan McGregor, but he's goddamn close to it. But yeah, highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, everyone. If you guys want to go check that out, Clone Wars.
And now is Rebels also on Netflix?
No, Rebels is because it's currently airing. It's on that Disney Play right now, so you can catch both on Disney Play. And then actually, Clone Wars is coming back. they're going to continue where they left off on the last one. So it's going to keep going. So you probably catch both on there.
If I understand it correctly, Clone Wars was prior to him turning into Darth Vader, to Anakin, and then Rebels is after the fact?
Rebels is pretty much after the fact. It's after the Revenge of the Sith. I believe it's like 5 or 10 years after.
Okay.
And it's supposed to take place like 5 or 10 years before A New Hope actually happens.
Gotcha.
So it's supposed to help lead into the things that happened in A New Hope, like kind of bring all the ties in. Like I think they had some tie-ins or Easter eggs in Rogue One, and in Solo, like little Easter eggs to that show Rebels. In Rebels also, Darth Maul comes back, and he goes after Obi-Wan on Tatooine, which
is crazy because we all saw him die on Episode 1.
Well, he comes back in Clone Wars too.
No way.
Yeah. So it turns out that when he got his body severed, he used the majority of what force he had left to kind of keep himself alive and sustain. So he fashioned like these random legs in like the droid junkyard where he was, and so he became like this weird spider thing because like the bottom parts of his legs he made like spider legs.
Oh shit!
So and he was just eating rats and just eating whatever he could, so he became like the spider like.
So he was like something Sid made in Toy Story.
Yeah, dude, it was creepy. Like it's creepy when you first see him, and the reason why is because he actually had a brother on his home planet. And his brother becomes like a Sith apprentice too for Dooku, so he goes to look for Darth Maul, and then he brings him back, and then him and his brother join like this alliance to go after Obi-Wan, and they go after Obi-Wan for like a few arcs in the series.
Dang, crazy!
Yeah, like he plots his revenge. It's like one of the best story arcs I've seen.
Damn, see, now we gotta go watch the whole fucking thing.
It's worth it. Totally worth it. You guys gotta watch this.
All right. Well, I was really trying not to start or keep going with another series. But speaking of series, fucking Walking Dead's coming back on Sunday. Yeah. Steph, you and I watch it together religiously, despite the lack of hype that people are getting over. I mean, people are pretty over it these days. I mean, at least people that we associate with.
I think so because there were, I want to say, a couple seasons that just got real boring. And there was just a lot of... It was literally walking and talking, and nothing was happening.
So it was like Lord of the Rings and Two Towers?
Yep. Wait, Two Towers wasn't that bad.
All they were doing is walking around.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of walking around, man.
Yeah.
and the title of that movie was... it was just... it wasn't well placed in U.S. history either. It didn't come out in like 2002 or 3 or something like that?
No. It came out in 2000... Oh, yeah.
It did.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Ah, man.
I think that's why they're like, okay, hurry up. Get Return of the King. Get Return of the King out fast.
Just fucking do it.
But these are Rick's last episodes. So
Rick Grimes.
Wondering how this is going to play out. I don't think the comic has ended yet. I think it's still going. Mm-hmm. So this will be interesting.
It's
to
really
see how Rick's going to go.
Yeah, it's going to go completely. It's going to completely diverge from where the comic is from this point going.
I wonder though if they'll still try to tie in the backdrop of what's happening in the comic books, because it's always followed the backdrop of what's happening in the comic books. Correct? I mean, there has always been a prison. There was always a Negan. There was always a governor.
Yeah, there's some things that change. Obviously, some of the characters in the TV show aren't in the comic book.
But the backdrop is what the comic book was written on. So I think they're still going to follow the backdrop.
Once they started the Negan storyline, it pretty much followed the comic book. Mm-hmm. Just, changes here and there.
Right.
Now with this new time jump that's happening with this next season, I want to say it's up to date with the comic books.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a couple volumes behind, but there was like a time gap between the comic books where like right after the season ended, and then where the comic books were.
And some of the previews are showing Rick as an aged man, not old, but just aged. Like his hair's white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe that's just a fantasy that somebody's having, and then they're showing that on the preview, or if they're actually making that big of a jump where he's already a grade older gentleman.
Well, at the end of the last season, he was already graying out. So even if
no,
this is
but
only
I'm
like,
talking
yeah,
like
I know,
he's Father Time, fucking like
how they had
hair.
it last season. Remember the season premiere last season?
I remember that.
One of Carl's
but
fantasies.
if you take a look at Judith in the preview, she's not that much older. She's probably like 2 or 3 years older than what she was in the end of last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the time jump's not that great. He just looks older.
Right.
Just age faster. Stress. Age from stress. There you go.
All the time.
I mean, 9 years of fighting for your life would put a lot of years on you.
Well, from what I heard, like according to when everything happened and to where technically they're at in the timeline's not adding up at all. Like I read something that technically it's only been a span of like 3 or 4 years, and yet Rick's aged as if it was 9 or 10 years.
He's just got bad genes.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? It's like that Jack syndrome. Is there such a thing in health like that, Steph?
What is it called?
You know, like in the movie Jack, when he gets when he's like a kid, but
Robin
he's like
Williams.
super old.
Oh no, that doesn't.
He
exist.
just ages like really fast.
Well, I know I want to say patients that have Down syndrome, their hearts age very fast, so they don't live very long lifespans.
Oh, okay.
So they do age, but when you're looking at them, they don't just time jump from like 4 to 32.
Right.
Stress. It's because of stress.
I think that's an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, well, any theories? Like, what do you think is going to happen at the like, how are they going to get rid of him?
Oh, well, I think I mentioned this in the last one of the podcasts previous. So Judith is going to get really mad at Rick.
Oh, jeez.
She's going to be like, Dad, what did you do? And then she's just going to stab him. And then she's just going to be
Any
like,
real theories, Josh?
Walk out of this room. And then he's just going to lay there in his white t-shirt, pooling with blood, and she's just gonna walk back in. It's like, Daddy, wake up.
This fucking took a turn. Jesus.
And then she goes and gets Michonne. And she's just like, what happened? And Judith's just crying.
Okay, enough.
Why is this still happening?
I don't know. You're the one in charge here.
You asked.
God damn it.
You should have expected
Let us get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, I think that they're all going to come together because he's kept Negan alive. And everybody's really pissed off about it. And they hinted at them being upset at the fact that he's keeping Negan alive at the end of the last season.
Yeah, I believe I mentioned
it's going to escalate quite a bit, I think. And he's going to get in trouble. Yep. He's going to get into some deep shit. Because he's going to, I guess, defend his right to live or some bullshit like that.
He's going to defend his ideal that, we don't need...
we need to kill everybody all the time
anymore.
anymore.
We don't need to kill everybody all the time anymore. And I think from what I saw, Daryl, is at the point where he's leaving Rick altogether.
It's Daryl and Maggie. Because
Yeah.
Maggie doesn't like the way Rick's running things.
Yeah.
So at the end of last season,
And
they were kind of talking.
She already got a taste for power, too.
Oh, she has power now.
Yeah, but that's why she was in control of the hilltop. And then, so they had built different communities that we
Right.
saw come together.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think they're going to go to war.
With each other. Civil War.
Because if you...
Dang! Then Vision comes in.
If you come outside of Walking Dead, the two actors, like the actress that plays Maggie, has another show that she's working on, and Rick doesn't want to, or Andrew Lincoln doesn't want to be part of Walking Dead anymore. So we might see those two characters depart at the end of the.
Well, actually, I heard that they're gonna make Maggie a focal point going forward in The Walking Dead. That is why Andrew Lincoln's leaving, because. They're just gonna go ahead and completely have her be like the lead pretty much going forward.
I can see that.
So that's why he's leaving, but that's why I don't think she's gonna leave. She's gonna be on for a long time.
I can see that. Maggie in the comic book is pretty powerful herself.
Yeah.
Who's left from the first season? Is it
Norman Reedus? Norman Reedus still.
Yep. Carol.
Michonne.
Michonne is not from the first season.
No, that's right.
Season.
Carl.
Not many. Carl's gone.
Oh, that's shit. I forgot all this shit happened.
Yeah. So
Morgan.
Wow.
And Morgan
still alive.
to an extent.
No, he left.
Pete, no, but technically he's alive in the universe. That's why.
Nobody watches Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, you shut up.
It's just us who haven't seen it.
Yes.
And everybody we know.
Right? As soon as we stopped watching it, that's when it got good.
Yeah, no kidding.
That happens to us a lot.
That happens to us pretty frequently. We need to give things more chance.
You guys are quitters.
Quitters never give up.
Never.
Obviously, they do.